Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Daily 3D Revolve. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to create a New York Yankees logo, and we're going to make that logo into a keychain. So the programs we're going to use are Design Spark Mechanical, Freecad, and Corel Draw. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up Corel Draw. We're going to go File, New. We're going to create a new 8.5 by 11 and click OK. Then we're going to go to File, we're going to go Import. We're going to import our logo, scale it down a little bit, hold the corner and with the Shift key, scroll down. Okay, this is good right here. We'll make this approximately about 3 inches. So we'll go ahead and right mouse click. We're going to get to trace this, so we're going to go Detailed Logo. Let this finish off. Click OK. We're going to drag the trace out of the way. Get rid of the logo itself. And we're going to select that. Now we're going to come in here and zoom in. We're going to create an actual keychain. So in order to do that, we want to copy this and paste. We're going to hold down the Shift key and drag a copy out. I'm going to put an outline on this, but it's going to be a very big outline. Like this. Then we're going to come over here, and I'll show you why in a minute. We're going to go to Object. We're going to convert outline to object. Okay, now we're going to go View on the wireframe. Okay, now we're going to come up here again, and we're going to break curve apart. All right, now we're going to get rid of stuff that we don't need. We're going to keep this. This is ultimately going to be our keychain. Okay, so we want to go ahead and Shift, slide that over. We can get rid of this, so we're going to come in here and delete this. This we're going to do a simple weld feature. So we're going to go ahead and get our, this is called a Bezier Tool. And we're going to just start drawing where we need to fill in. So we'll go from there to there. Go ahead and get our arrow tool. With the piece that we just drew selected, we're going to say weld to here. Okay, now we're going to get the Bezier tool again. And we're going to go from here okay, get the pointer tool. We're going to weld to there. Okay, now we're going to do that one more time, and we're going to go here. Get your arrow tool, go ahead and weld this to here. Actually, we have to do it a couple more times. So we'll get the Bezier tool. We'll go from here to here, and we'll go across to here, we'll go up to here, and then we're going to surround all this stuff. Get our pointer tool, and we're going to say weld to here. Oh, something went wrong. Okay, so let's undo this. Okay, so we'll get the Bezier tool again. We want to go from there to there, and then we want to kind of outline this piece right here. Get your pointer tool. We're going to say weld. I'm going to weld to here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do the same right here. Go to there. Actually, undo. We're just going to go from here now, and then we'll fix it. Just go around that piece. Get your pointer tool. Say weld to here. Okay, we want a similar shape as the actual New York. So we want to go undo. Okay, now I'm going to come over here. We're going to drag. We're going to put a line. Hold down the Control key, and then we're going to trim away this stuff so it's nice and level. Okay, now go get your pointer tool. change the weld. We're going to change the trim. Select trim, trim away from here. We want this stuff to be fairly straight for our, do the same thing here, click there, over here, click and hold down the control key. All right, once we get this, we want to come in here and go trim. Hold on a second. My dog wants to go out, so I'll let him out. Okay, now we'll go, just want it to look uniform, so we're going to go ahead and do the same on these. Just go ahead and create the straighter line, go trim from here, go ahead and delete. And then we're going to go right here, do this one from here, over to there. Go ahead and go trim from here. Okay, this don't look too bad. We're going to go ahead and keep this. We're just going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. And if you don't want these curves in here, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could do an 8-point hexagon. So you could actually come in here with 8 points. And you could do something like this. Double or click on this thing there and just rotate this. Okay, we can go ahead and we can do one like this if you want. If you want to make it more uniform. So we'll go ahead and delete this. Go ahead and scale this up. Then we're going to go ahead and with it selected, hit P, that'll put it in the middle of the page. With this New York selected, we're going to get P, that'll put it in the center. The only thing we have to make sure is that this is actually straight. Because if it's not, could create some problems. So we're going to turn this. That's pretty close. All right, so now we're going to go to view, view normal. Let me redraw that circle. So we'll go 8 sides there. We could keep it just like this. That's not a problem. So we'll go delete P. This one don't look too bad. So we're going to add a little control. Hold down the shift key, scale it up a little bit. Now we're going to drag our circle tool right from the node there, and we're going to create a little, maybe 0.5 radius. And then we're going to go ahead and get the circle tool again. We're going to create 0.25 roughly. Okay, now we're going to go select that. We're going to change trimming here on the shape tool to weld. We're going to weld it to here. And then we're going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to change it to trim. Then we're going to trim away. Okay, that just got rid of the center piece there, so we're going to hit delete. Okay, so first thing we want to do is go ahead and select just the New York. So we're going to go up here to File. We're going to export it. We're going to go NY logo as an SVG, a scalable vector graphic. Make sure selected only is on and put it on the desktop. So we'll go export. Okay, now we're going to select this piece here. Make sure that it's change it to hairline. Then we're going to go File, Export. As an SVG, we're going to call this Outline New NY for New York. Scalable vector graphic, make sure selected only is on and export it to the desktop. Okay, minimize. Okay, we're going to open up Freecad. Once Freecad opens, we're going to go create new. We're going to move it over. We're going to drag our outline. Make sure SVG as geometry is checked. I'm going to go Control A, and we're going to come up here and go Export. And we're going to export it as a steep, and we'll just call this outline NY1. Okay, and we'll go Save. Come up here to File, and we'll say New. We're going to drag this NY logo. Make sure SVG as geometry is selected. Control A. We're going to come in here and go Export as a steep. NY logo new. Save. Now we'll come over here and we'll minimize. Okay, now we're going to open up Design Spark. A few steps, but once you get everything done, it's definitely worth it to learn this process. Because learning this process, you can pretty much make anything. So we're going to go New Design, change the Plan View, click the file up here. We're going to change the file types to steep, so we'll be able to see the file. And we're going to go Outline, New York 1 Steep, import it. Okay, now we're going to pull this up. We're going to move it over. We're going to go ahead and drag a marquee around that whole thing. We're going to go Fill. We're going to click in there and get rid of that centerpiece. We don't need it. Okay, now we're going to spin this. I'm going to pull. I want to pull this to 0.5. Actually, undo, we'll go Add. We'll pull to 0.5. Okay, now we're going to go to Top View. We're going to click on this. We're going to go ahead and go back up to File. We're going to go New Logo Steep. Okay. Click OK to this. Control minus to zoom out. We're going to move this out of the way. We're going to drag a marquee around the logo. We're going to go up here to Fill and Fill. Now we're going to click on it. We're going to move it into place. Click the green arrow, move down. Click the blue arrow, we're going to rotate. So this is not at an angle. We're going to get our red arrow. And we're going to get our green arrow and drag down just a little bit. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and spin. We're going to go ahead and pull. We're going to add. Click and drag. I want this to be 0.42. So we'll go ahead and select to click off. We can get rid of this one. We don't need it. Delete. We're going to go ahead and spin. We'll come in here. We'll go Control plus. See if I can add a fillet to this. Okay, we'll go 0.08. We'll spin this to the other side. Pull. 0.08. Now we're going to add a okay, let's go ahead and see if I can do anything with the outline. So we'll triple click till everything is selected. We'll go pull. Sometimes you can't fill it, or you can't add chamfers to logos that come in. They just got too many lines in them. They're too busy. But what we could do is if you really wanted to put a fillet on it, you probably have to do one segment at a time. So you'd actually have to click that one. Maybe you could get away with two. Looks like it wants to. There we go. We could go 0.04. And then you unfortunately would have to do every single one separately. So you'd have to pull 0.04. I guess it's just too hard for it to handle trying to do everything because of all the segments that come in. But if you want to spend some time on it, you can go ahead and just spend a little bit of time creating these. Hold down the control key. Just do as many as you can. Should work. Just gonna take you a little bit of extra time. The only other thing you could do is in Freecad, you could go ahead and when you bring it into Freecad, you could create this as a polyline. So it's it's one line instead of all these little segments. So I'm gonna undo for now. I'll just keep these as square. You can do the same if you wanted to put a you could probably put a fillet on this part right here, if it'll let you. Looks like it's not letting me, so that's really just the downside to creating these, is you got to do a little bit at a time. So 0.05, and then we'd have to come up here. Do that 0.05. Yeah, you can do it. You just got to do segment at a time. I'll probably go ahead and do it just because this is a model I'm probably going to put on Colts, so I want it to look nice. So anyhow, that's going to end today's tutorial. It's a New York Yankees logo, keychain. Probably we could extrude this a little less. It's kind of it's pretty out there. So we might want to just drag it in a little bit. Okay. Didn't come out too bad. Go ahead and go to the isometric view so you can take a look at it. Okay, just spend a little bit of extra time selecting one line at a time to do your radiuses or your chamfers. Should come out pretty nice. Okay, that's going to end today's tutorial. I thank you for watching, and as always, if you got something useful out of this tutorial, please consider liking and subscribing.